look at all the games and stuff we have, just to show you how die-hard we are towards gaming. So what you see, you got here, we got like classics like Ninja Gaiden, the original Metal Gear. Let's see, we got Tetris, the arcade, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got so much up here. We got Dragon Warrior, Gauntlet. We actually have 2 copies of Gauntlet. Both Jeff and I are die-hard fans of Gauntlet, so we decided to actually get the Tengen cartridge. There's a better look at it right there. There was actually a huge lawsuit over this game because you're supposed to use Nintendo's official cartridge, so that's why we have a copy here, because Tengen essentially bent over and took it up the ass from Nintendo. Going down the line, we have the non-canon sequel to Metal Gear that Nintendo went ahead and did without Konami's go-ahead. We've got another TMNT game. This is the one that nobody really liked. It was really bad. It was the kind of adventure mode. It was like the adventure through the city. We've got classics, Ghosts and Goblins, of course, the original Mario Brothers. Or Super Nintendo, or Super 64. Nintendo 64, it's Friday the 13th, give me a break. Let's see, we got Jackal. Jeff doesn't like this one, but I had this game growing up, so it's like a favorite of mine. Little Nemo, the best cracked out adventure you'll ever find. You should totally check it out on like Google or YouTube or whatever. The original Bionic Commando. Shortly after the release of the Xbox Live Arcade version, it definitely decided that we had to go out and get a copy of the original. I never had it. It was just one of those things I remember playing at one point. I'm not sure if Jeff actually played it.
I did, but I sucked really bad at it. Like, it was one of those games where I got into it, I loved the story, but I was terrible at it, so...
That grapple hook kills everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Blades of Steel, the best hockey game with fights ever. The fights were so difficult, I still can't even figure out the trick to beating a tar.
I don't think there is any trick. I honestly don't think
mash buttons.
You just lose.
Final Fantasy. This one cost me about $30 actually.
Yeah, this is one of the prizes of our collection, really. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any of the original packaging, and it's just the cartridge.
Yeah, $30 for the cartridge. It was about $100 for the box and everything that came with it.
Just so you know that we're being legit about it, there's the $30 price tag right there from PNP Games.
Best place to go if you live in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Yep.
Batman.
Probably the best Batman game ever.
Yeah.
So good.
Let's see, we got Star Tropics here.
My favorite game of all time.
Jack Nicklaus Golf, the most difficult golf game you will ever play.
Ridiculous. Up here we have probably one of the coolest puzzle games ever made, Kickle Cubicle. Honestly, there's no way to explain this game. It's just weird as shit. Gauntlet 2, because we're Gauntlet fans. Unfortunately, no Tengen cartridge.
No, this was after the lawsuit.
Xevious, one of Tom's most favorite games of all time.
Not quite the same unless you have the NES joystick with the horrible clang it makes.
True. And Life Force, which is actually a really wicked 2D shooter.
It's a lot like Galaga and all those games. Yeah. We also have a Super Nintendo here with the mouse, and I actually have 2 games that play with the mouse. Mario Paint, that was given to me, and also, where is it here? Dungeons & Dragons, I have the Beholder. It's a very slow, laborious RPG for the Super NES. It takes forever if you don't have the mouse, but once you get the mouse, the game just sails. We have PlayStation. Check it out. I have 2 of those, actually. I have one kicking around upstairs as well. NES, classic NES. I also have 2 of these. Or Dad actually got rid of one because it was broken. Couldn't fix that one. So I've got a regular NES. All these consoles here, yes, all the consoles here are mine, except for the one Super NES. There's another Super NES kicking around. That's Jeff's. Let's see. This is our massive Super NES collection. It's a mixture. It's about 40% mine, 40% Jeff's, and then 20% just games that were kind of given to both of us.
Yeah,
from friends.
Maybe both of our games.
Yeah. So we got some really good ones here. Like we got Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That's fantastic. Classic.
Classic game.
We got Dream TV.
Home Alone, probably one of the worst games ever.
It wasn't bad. But
Mortal Kombat 3, a wicked game.
Prince of Persia, the most difficult game I've ever played.
Controls were very, very tight.
By the way, check out Prince of Persia Classic on the Xbox Live Arcade and I believe PlayStation Network. Let's see, we got Mario Paint, like I said earlier. We got games Link to the Past.
That's a main staple, though, with the Super NES.
You gotta have that. We have another Batman game, but that one's not quite as good. Donkey Kong Country 3, Yoshi's Cookie.
You need Donkey Kong Country 3, that's for sure.
Evo, Search for Eden, and Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Nobody really liked that one. Well, it's kind of a niche game, really. Japan released it thinking North America was stupid, which they were fair in their judgment because we kind of are.
Yep.
But it was a pretty good game, pretty solid.
Over here we got a very diminutive, but I have not brought over my DS cartridge cases yet, so
Yep.
we're working on that. Then we've got a pretty small PSP collection.
Only a few of the PSP games are mine.
Yeah, we don't. I don't own a PSP. Tom's girlfriend Leanna owns a PSP. She plays most of the
Yeah,
games.
she lent it to me, and
Yeah.
she doesn't play it because I got her a DS.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not a big PSP gamer, but we've got a couple more over here as well.
Yeah, Monster Hunter and Popa Lacrosse.
Yeah, not really worth mentioning, but I mean they're there.
Yeah, we got Conker's Bad Fur Day. Definite, a must-own for the N64. It was the game that kind of seriously broke the boundaries of what is safe for people to play.
That's true. I don't know of a game that's been under much controversy as Conker's Bad. It's like almost a Grand Theft Auto style of controversy.
It was worse than Grand Theft Auto.
In a lot of ways, yes, it was.
This is actually my sole collection of 360 games.
Yeah, I keep mine at home because I keep all my games in their boxes, and I like the way it looks.
Yeah, all mine stay in a CD wallet, so I keep the cases separate for looking
Got
at.
a pretty small collection of PS1 games, but I mean, we don't play PS1 very much anymore. Siphon Filter, Gauntlet Legends, Urgeist, which is probably one of the worst games ever.
Really, it was actually pretty good. It was a fighting game with Final Fantasy VII characters.
I hated that
It was
game.
Final Fantasy Tactics. Huge fan of that, as you saw. I have the PSP version. I had to have the first version as well. Final Fantasy Origins, which is Final Fantasy 1 and the Japanese version of Final Fantasy 2. So that was the first time it was released in North America, which was a huge plus.
Coming up here. Basically just the set boxes. We have a couple of the developers' boxes that Tom snagged. Nice little statue of Bumblebee Rock in there.
Yep.
A really old, very strange Nintendo gaming box.
Yeah, those...
I don't really know the history of.
I don't know too much either. I think they came with like the very first NES games, but
Yeah.
I'm...
They're very strange.
We were both born kind of on the ass end of the Nintendo phase.
We weren't really, doing much gaming in 88, 89, so...
Yeah.
A couple of, pristine boxes of very old games that
Bases Loaded.
happen to suck.
Jack Bases Loaded was okay. Jack Nicklaus Golf was a standout game, but it was just too difficult.
And here we got the Shadow of the Camera. We got Star Tropics. Once again, my favorite game ever. In its complete box. The Super Game Boy, which is an attachment that, just needs to be had.
Yeah.
And I would say probably the most prized possession of our collection for Super Nintendo. The mint condition F-Zero box.
I actually got this game for $13. It actually comes with everything inside. I'll just pop that open. You got everything that came with it.
The cardboard is brand new.
I bought this game factory sealed still.
Yeah, it had plastic on the case.
There's everything that goes with it. The F-Zero, the instruction manual, all the little doohickeys. You got your Nintendo consumer information. No one ever reads that, but they give it to us anyway. And special offers for Nintendo Power. So that's pretty much our collection. Of course, we got Xbox 360 box.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
This is where we do the majority of our filming. We just shoot it all back here, looking towards there at the camera, where we have our ghetto light setups. That's a lamp with no shade.
Yeah, that's a lamp with no shade. We're pretty poor. We've got this massive halogen bulb that's older than both of us, but we still have it. It was actually unused until we started the show. The lamp, camera stand, and the full glory of our set with my laptop in the corner. That's it. Hope you kind of enjoyed our little backstage access to our game collection. I am Tom Higgins.
And I'm Jeff Ward.
And we will see you next time on our little behind-the-scenes snippets.